Hey everyone, hope you're doing great and feeling healthy. Today we've just got the new Palentine Dawn and Alchemy banner. Few days ago, we've got Palentine Serena and Whimsicott banners, so let's talk about them a little bit. Both of them are tech sync pairs, but I think they can play two roles. Whimsicott here seems to me like a striker in disguise. Good HP, excellent special attack stats and speed. Its moveset is Moonblast, Stun Spore, Cotton Spore which sharply lowers all opponent's speed, and Sugar Rush, which raises special attack, sharply raises speed of all allied sync pairs, and make the user's next move cost no gauge. Its sync move damage increase if the target is paralyzed, which is good, because it has Stun Spore obviously. Its passives are Hunter's Instinct, Ramming Speed, and Go Viral 9. The way I see it, it gives off a very strikery vibe, if that's a word strikery, because it gets Moonblast, which is a very good attacking fairy type move, augmented by Hunter's Instinct and Ramming Speed, which Whimsicott can induce on its own. You can go either way, or you can do both, but obviously it'll take more time to set up. As I've mentioned, Whimsicott's sync move power increases if the target is paralyzed, and you do get inertia on Whimsicott's grid, which we will go into later, so it's a very good sync nuker. Not to mention, it gets double if you're gonna promote Whimsicott to 6-star EX. The other aspect of Whimsicott's play is kinda like a crowd control. Lower the enemy's speed and cast paralysis on the opponent, making it hard for them to recover gauge in theory. But in this game, debuff is not as potent because almost all challenging enemies have some sort of lessened debuff skill. So in theory, this seems like a good direction, but it's not as practical in reality. I kinda wish Whimsicott has something on its grid to double down on this aspect of its play. Maybe a new kind of sync grid tile that lets Whimsicott ignore the lessened debuff of the enemy so that they can really feel the effects of the speed drop. Or a tile that increases the effect of paralysis, like the paralysis version of Stop Hitting Yourself on Halloween Acerola's Mimikyu. But as it is, there's nothing on its grid for that right now, so we have to work with what we've got. Speaking of Whimsicott's grid, at 1-5 we have a standard grid with some stats up, some move point and move gauge refreshes, Dauntless and Antitoxin. At 2-5 we have a little more to play with because we get Speed Entry 1, Speeding Sun 3, Solar Shield, and most importantly Inertia. If you're going for a sync nuke build, I think 2-5 is the minimum you should target. Stun Spore Troublemaker is a waste I feel because Stun Spore is already 90% accuracy. With Go Viral 9, you're probably using this move once in Champion Stadium, or 3 to 4 times, maybe 5 in a full force battle or legendary arena. So there's really no point wasting 8 energy here in my opinion. At 3-5, a few more good stuff. Paralysis Synergy is good for DPS. Sugar Rush Propulsion 2 to quicken the sync move counter. Overpower is another DPS multiplier, but it will be harder to set up because Moonblast doesn't guarantee a special attack drop, unless you dedicate a team slot for this, but I doubt you can, because Whimsicott already needs critical support. If you can work that in somehow, this will be another 30% damage increase on Moonblast at max. Lith, Haste, and Healing Sun is self-explanatory. Unhindered is a meme at this point, because most of the time, we will be using critical buffs, and that lets us bypass physical and special shield anyways. So to me, this looked more like a striker's grid. I'm seriously considering investing more into Whimsicott because its moveset is good. The grid is good, I would have loved it more if it enhances the speed control aspect of Whimsicott's play, but I still like it. Palentine Serena's character design is beautiful, one of my favorites so far, and let's face it, this might be our best fairy type DPS so far. Summer Lyra and Jigglypuff just isn't that great as a striker. This one gets my attention. And now the sync pair that we got today, Palentine Dawn and Alchemy. Also a tech sync pair, but I'm getting a support vibe from it. Great HP, great special attack. Defense is a little low, but everything else is okay. Moveset wise, Alchemy gets Dazzling Gleam, Charm, Fake Tears, and How Sweet, which sharply raises an ally's attack and special attack, and casts Regen on that ally. Its sync move is power up the more the target's stats are lowered. Its passives are Ripple Effect 4, Power Loving, and Team Wide Awake. Ripple Effect is the MVP here because it gives a 50% chance to turn your debuff into an AoE effect. So for half the time when you're lowering someone's stats, you lower the entire opposing team's stats altogether. I don't have the full details on Power Loving, but I'm pretty sure it's something along the lines of Stored Powers Effect Multiplier. Team Wide Awake? Yeah, Team Wide Awake is something. Aside from Acerola's stage on the story mode co-op, I don't recall the last time an enemy uses Hypnosis on me, but this is still a good passive to have. Alchemy's role isn't to deal damage, Its special attack is good enough to deal some sync move damage, I'll give you that, but Dazzling Gleam's move power is just too low. Instead, Alchemy is here to lower the enemy's special defense for your special strikers. It's the first sync pair that can sharply lower the enemy's special defense, if I'm not mistaken. Now, how effective that is up for debate, because as I've mentioned previously, most of the challenging enemies have some sort of lessened debuff skill. But it's still a means of increasing your damage output, and the damage increase will be noticeable, I promise you that. Alchemy can also soften physical enemy hits and buff your team and cast regen at the same time, so this is a very good sync pair to have at your disposal. Alchemy's sync grid is pretty bare, but it gets the job done. The value of Alchemy is in its moveset and its passives, but there are still a few things in its sync grid to further augment its utility. At 1-5 you get, as usual, the standard stuff, couple of move gauge and move point refreshes, some stat tough, move power up, and dauntless. Nothing spectacular. At 2-5 you unlock a second move gauge and move point refresh tile, which are important, especially House Street move point refresh tile, which potentially allows you to consistently buff your team up after Alchemy is done debuffing your enemy. First Aid and Healthy Healing gives you some survivability. Toughen Up 3 isn't gonna help much considering Alchemy's low defenses. It's not gonna survive long if you use it as a tank in a battle against physical-oriented enemies. At 3-5 you get Revenge Boost 3, Power Posture, Dazzling Gleam Mind Swell 2, Dazzling Gleam Eagle Eye 1, and Impose 1. The most notable addition will be Impose 1. Lowering one stage of your enemy's evasion will fix a lot of things, like Hyper Beam, Play Rough, Stun Spore, Leaf Storm, and many other moves with close to perfect accuracy. Power Posture and the Dazzling Gleam enhancement tiles aren't that valuable because we've established Alchemy is already a very busy sync pair with a lot of things on its to-do list the moment it enters a battle, and it's not there to deal damage. Just let it do what it's great at, which is buffing and debuffing. So, two very good and creative sync pairs. If you haven't made up your mind yet, I would say these two are definitely worth the investment if you have the extra gem. But do be careful how much you spend, because sources indicates that we are getting an anniversary celebration right after our current Datamine banners. If you haven't seen the schedule yet, here it is. Serena, Lily, and Dawn is ongoing now. Grimsley and Karen comes in the 8th of February, I guess to coincide with Mewtwo's event. Lysandra Pokefair comes on the 11th, regular Serena and Clement on the 15th, Pierce Spotlight Scout is on the 18th, and a Lance and Signasuit Cynthia's Pokefair Scout on the 22nd of February, which I'm very excited for, not because I'm gonna scout there, but because my Lance is already max powered up and just waiting for his 6-star EX to be released. I wanna see him in that ridiculous orange suit. And immediately, right after all these, we are getting info on the anniversary celebration, so I suspect that you'll want to have some gems saved up for this. So what are my plans now? I've already got one Palentine Serena last week. I want to power up my 1-5 Palentine Serena to 6-star EX, but I'm not willing to spend more gems on her banner. So what I'm gonna do is to try my luck on the Palentine Dawn's banner with 2 multis and get 2 more Tech Candy coin. If I get Dawn, fantastic. If I don't, I move on. With that 2 Tech Candy coin, I'm gonna have enough for a 5-star Tech Candy. I'm gonna use that on Palentine Serena, get to 2-5 to make her a killer sync nuker, and get her to 6-star EX. Sounds good? Yeah, good enough for me. You have to be thrifty to play these gacha games when you can't afford to spend a fortune on it. So did I get Palentine Dawn in my 2 multis? Let me show you. So yeah, I failed to get Palentine Dawn. Well, I guess you get what your luck gets you. If you guys are spending some gems here too, I wish you all the best of luck. I'm gonna power up my Serena now. Before I go, just wanna let everyone know that we have a Discord channel now. I have to thank Vinny for pulling an all-nighter to set everything up. If you're looking for a place to chill and hang out, chat with some very nice people and play Pokemon Masters together, hit us up. The invite link is in the description. We'd really love to have you. Looking forward to chat with you guys and take care. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone!